Hi there, everyone. My name is Angelique. Thank you so much for joining me. A great deal of gratitude for you to take the time and be here and to share with me this little perspective. As we join together for the next 7 days through our intensive healing and rest, as we gather ourselves and focus our attention on this healing, on letting go of things from the past year. It's been a very difficult year for many of us, and there's a lot that we can let go of, a lot that deserves to be let go of. So as we embark on this next 7 days, what I would like to invite you to do is today, at your earliest convenience, go out and find a water source near you. Someplace perhaps that you've been to before. For me right now, I don't know if you can tell, but this is the Platte River, the South Platte River flowing behind me. And this is a place that I come and I spend time with the water, where I have conversations and tears and laughter and everything in between. And this is not the only place, but this is one of the places that I love to come to just share and be in communion with the water. Always so many lessons to learn if I just am still enough and quiet enough. And so what I want to do is invite you to go find your water. And if you don't have a place, that's fine. Maybe it'd be a great adventure for you to go find some water close to you. And I ask that you come in a good way. And for all of my relatives to please come with the respect and the honor and the gratitude that our water deserves. And as you approach her, really spend some quiet time with her in connecting and spending and sharing some heart space with the water, and ask her if it's okay, if you can collect a little bit of her. And if it is, and you can ask if you're like unclear or unsure, like I don't know if it's okay, I can't hear her, ask her to be louder in your head, to make it definitive where you don't have a doubt, because she will do that for you. Anything we ask, she will help us. So when you collect this water in a good way, for me, I said some prayers, I sang some songs, I drummed, I burned some sage, I cleared myself, and I asked, and I have already collected my water. My water is right here. And so this is the water from the South Platte that for the next 7 days I'm going to be spending a lot of very intimate time with. As we move into all this healing for ourselves, let's remember our allies, our companions, our partners, our relatives. When we say mitakiwasi, it doesn't mean just the people relatives. It means the trees and the plants and the water and the mountains. It means every living thing that there is on this planet. Mitakiwasi is all of our relatives. And so as we embark on this next week, these next 7 days, learning about water, learning how to release through water, learning how to share with water, how to co-create and develop this personal, intimate relationship with the water that we are and the water that we're carrying, that we're bringing. Let's embed all of the love, all of that heart, all of that intention as we move into and hold this space for World Water Year. Let's give it back to her and embed and program all of those beautiful, beautiful dreams, intentions, hopes, love, heart, all of it. Put it into the water and ask her to receive those vibrations and those loving feelings. And at the end of the time of the 7 days, return the water. Say thank you. And My prayer is that through these next 7 days, while you're doing your personal work, while we're going through our personal healing, that it is something that we can share intimately with the water that we have, and have intimate conversations like they're a lover, or like they're our best friend, or like they're our mother or father. Because that's the type of consciousness that is in our water. And when we can really fully embrace the capacity that we have to be in partnership and co-create with the water that we are, first of all, and the water that's all around us, the water that's emanating from my breath right now. When we're able to understand the level of intimacy that we can have with the water, then I feel that is going to be a very pivotal point for humanity when we step into that co-creative ability, becoming and being the design that we were meant to be, working with water as a partner and co-creator. When the word went out, it went out into the water. That created everything. That is the blueprint of creation. So let's create the paradigm, the shift that we all want to see, that enables this planet and us and the living creatures to thrive and be healthy and be joyful and feel the lightness of being on this planet that we were meant to be, in just total pure love. Let's embed that into this water, into the water that we are this week. And if tears come in those conversations when you're holding this water close and you're remembering that she is the source mother for everything, and we're able to make that connection, maybe we could think about it like an embryo, maybe even the first 4 cells of ourselves, and visualize that. If the word went out into the water and created everything, what frequencies, what vibrations were happening when our cells met? When our heart started beating, because that was the first thing created, was our hearts. And so if we are able to tap into our hearts and remember that that is the closest that we can get to our source mother, and connect from that place, and remember from that place, and the intimacy that Spirit was willing to have with us, and putting that voice or that word or that frequency into the water that we are we willing to be that intimate with Spirit and show up and be real and have those conversations and understand that we have the capacity to reprogram every single water molecule that we are? And we can take it back as far as those first 4 cells, as far as that first heartbeat that happened when nothing else about us had been created yet, and our heart took that first beat. What program, what vibration, what frequency would you like to put into that moment? Because she, our source mother, allows us to have access to that in any moment that we choose. When I was at Standing Rock, I was told a story about humanity and the medicine wheel and the circle and all the 4 colors of all the nations, not all of the nations, but representing the nations, the variety of humanity. I was told how humanity chose to turn their backs on that circle. And it seems like that's what we're seeing the repercussions of humanity just literally ignoring and turning their backs on nature, on themselves, on love, on like the things that would allow us to thrive, relationships with our divine feminine. But now it's time, and the time is now for us to embrace our co-creative partner and this intelligent, beautiful, loving being that we are, and turn back into that circle as a humanity, as an entire species, and join hands together again and give back to this planet and be a source of healing in that medicine wheel through these meditations, through this personal work that we're all going to endeavor this week in this intensive healing, and giving our bodies and our souls and our minds and our hearts the rest that they need. How much more potent could we be in this world with that kind of centering, with this kind of partnership? They say that we only need 2% to turn on all of humanity to any particular idea, any particular thought or belief. Well, I think this would be beyond a belief, because this is source love. So how many of us could participate in flipping the paradigm overnight without people dying, when we embrace this co-creative ability that we have, and we become the medicine of the earth and not the disease, through the love that we have for everything around us and for the divine being that we are, for appreciating and adoring the brilliance and the magnitude of intelligence that we are in every single microsecond. Billions and trillions of chemical, things are happening that we don't even comprehend. Just our heartbeat, just that alone, happening without us having to think about it. Take that to a subatomic scale. There's so much there, and we have access to every bit of it. So I invite you, as you heal this week, as you share time with the water, to please be very conscious about what you're programming into that water and what you're embedding into it, because this is the frequency, this is the vibration of heart, of love, of just pure, total love that our planet needs to move forward in a good way. So at the end of the 7 days, I would ask that you please, in the same reverence, go back to that water source and return those prayers and return that healing to that waterway, and let it share with every other molecule that it interacts with. Let it evaporate into the clouds and fall down on some other place on the planet. Let those prayers spread. And if you're called to, continue the practice. Continue developing this relationship, this intimacy with the spirit that we are. And let's co-create something that we all feel good and abundant and joyful in, where the animals are safe, where the trees aren't being cut down, where the waters aren't being polluted, where the earth is being nurtured, where our hearts are being nurtured, where everything is thriving. This is the time. This is the call to action. And the water is a willing ally and co-creator and partner in this endeavor. So please, let's embrace that gift, the gift that we are and the gift that has been given, with our co-creative ability through vibrations that come from our voice, from our mind, from our heart, and from our will. Let's bring those all together this week from a place of deep, deep love and gratitude, and give back not only to ourselves but to this planet and everything on it. So thank you very much for your time. I'm in deep gratitude that you're willing to spend this time with us in these next 7 days. And I encourage you to have open dialogue and conversation and ask open-ended questions of your water, of the water that you sit with. And then sit quietly and allow those answers to come in. If you can't hear them, ask them to be turned up. Ask them to be relayed to you in a way that you will hear. We have to ask in order to receive. And so I'm asking you to please participate with us in this way as we move into the next week, as we move into the next year, with our minds and hearts focused on loving the water and bringing this water law into full effect throughout this year of World Water Year, that focus stay honed in and pristine and solid within us all. Standing Rock started so much, but it's not over. And these laws and World Water Year and the Codes.earth were born of Standing Rock. So let's continue as water protectors in a new way that fits the new paradigm, and stop fighting on these illusional levels and start spiritually being the warriors that we are, and working with the water and working on these higher planes and working with our allies that have been given to us. I love you all very much. I'm so thankful for you, and I look forward to sharing this beautiful heart space that we are in, to bring in the new year, to stay the entire year in, and the rest of our lives, because we are resetting, we are programming the paradigm and the change we want to see. So let's put it in with all of our heart. Much love. Thank you very much. I appreciate you and your efforts and the love that you're willing to share with us all. Thank you.